Sonya and Sasha, for real.
You're listening to Live FM on BRIMBANK Live. This is the Sonya and Sasha for Real show, and we have the most special guests. Like, we can't even believe that we've got a guest like this on our show. And how did we get him, Sash?
Stalking. That's what we do.
Right. That's exactly what we do.
Normally we're stalking like on Instagram or Facebook. We have gone to the next level. We've gone TikTok. I am hardcore TikTok fan. Hardcore. Like, I just sit there and I'm scrolling through TikTok and I'm constantly going, don't interrupt me, kids. Mum's on her TikTok, so I can't.
I know. It's important. We've switched apps. We've stepped it up another level. Could everybody please just stop for 1 second and welcome Joel Bergs to the show? Welcome.
G'day, guys. How are we?
Now, you need to give us your voices because we are absolutely in love with your accents and everything that you've got. So you can switch it up. Like, every question that you ask us, you can go English, you can go Russian, you can do American, you can switch it up as much as you want because we want to get maximum listening time out of all of your cooler accents there.
Maximum Joel.
Maximum Joel. You are so bloody funny.
Yes. Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, I put a bit of I'll put a lot of thought into it. You know, it's been hard with lockdown here in Melbourne. You know, you think that being inside the whole time, you'd be able to think of content all the time, but it's actually the opposite because you're so locked up, your brain stops working. So it's just crazy. Like, to think of, when I think back of how it all started to being here now, it's just mental, just from doing like accents and weird videos. It's just, you know, made a career. So
take us right back to the very beginning. How did this all start? Were you the comedy guy at school? Like, you know, were you the funny one?
I've always been like the funny kind of, like, put my 2 cents in here and there to get a laugh. And but I think I did have a lot of passion when Vine was around, the app that is no longer with us, unfortunately, because it was a 6-second video app.
Yes.
And it's pretty mental how much content you can get out in 6 seconds. But I just had mucking around with you know, just myself doing just weird videos here and there, and then one catches fire and then it kind of snowballs into something, and then that I had a bit of a following on that, and then that disappeared, and kind of just, I'm like, oh well, that was fun while it lasted. Then all of a sudden TikTok comes out and I kind of had a look at that and thought, do I continue where I left off? And I thought, so give it a crack. And then now it's even bigger than before. So,
or even bigger, just a slight, you know, 5.8 mil on the TikTok, Joel. Like, that is incredible.
Way.
Yeah, 5.8
put out these accents and 5.8 million people are watching you just swap as you're walking out the door. You know, those little ones where you're putting your voice out and you say, you know, one kid swore at school and all that sort of stuff. And there's 5.8 million people watching you do these accents. How did you even get to be so good at these accents?
I don't know. It's just from, you know, from watching a lot of TV, I guess, just and mimicking people, you know. Well, the American accent, I can do the American accent pretty damn well because I lived there for 4 years.
So what part of America do you think that you're from with that accent?
That's definitely a Southern accent, but
but didn't you go to uni in Florida? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I did. But it's just so much easier to do a deep South kind of accent, I reckon. But
absolutely.
Yeah. I went to university in Florida, playing basketball, and and then I think picking up kind of like their culture and lifestyle helped with the accent. You know, towards my videos, I can kind of relate to them because of, you know, 4 years of my life was spent there. So I thought, you know, that's what, because of a bulk, I think that maybe nearly, I'd say 60 to 70% of my following are Americans. So.
Oh, wow. I was going to ask you about that. Yeah, there's a lot. But Florida is like the craziest. COVID, we've all been watching Florida because they're all like batshit.
Well, they're just partying hardcore and they couldn't care about COVID at all, I don't think.
No. Yeah, they're a different breed over there for sure. Like, every time you turn on the news, something crazy's happened in America. Chances are it's in Florida. So
absolutely. I was going to say that. So what was that time like when you were at uni?
That was great. It was exactly how you expect it to be, you know, with, you know, you think of like frat parties and you think of all that kind of stuff. Like, it was, but being a student athlete, it was literally just wake up, training, class, feed, eat, sleep, do repeat. Like, you know, it's just, you're on a pretty tight schedule. So there's as soon as you get the chance to let your hair down, everyone goes mental. So
yeah, let's just pick up on that for a second, because that's a huge opportunity to get to go and play college basketball in America. I mean, I've got a
son that plays basketball, and so being able to have that opportunity to be able to go over there, is that where you actually learnt how to eat so many bananas? Like, where did the banana thing come from? Tell us about that.
Does
Florida have bananas out of control that you went, I'm taking them on? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I just was eating banana when I was thinking of making a video. I'm like, I'll just incorporate it and just eat it. Like, I think every video you got to kind of separate yourself from the pack, and if you want a reaction, or if you want people to, want to wow people or something. So I was just eating like, oh, why not? I just did it, and it was just in my draft, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll post that, see what people think, and people loved it.
So where do you get the material from, the ideas, the questions, and all of that stuff that you're asking out there? Where do you get it from?
No idea, mate. It just comes from my head. I just think of it. Yeah.
Are you serious? That's
I really don't know. Hey.
So do you scroll through the internet and get inspiration from family members? Have you got like crazy people around you that give you these things?
No, I don't. I really don't. I do like. I love looking at videos. I could spend hours looking at videos and content and stuff like that. But direct inspiration, no, not really. I can't really. Yeah, I can't really pinpoint on where I get my ideas from. They just pop in my head, and I just got to think what's relatable, what it's just basically I'm just going on what I think is funny, and
yeah. So
as soon as you get one video that kind of goes really well, you can kind of like keep taking pieces of it and putting it into another video, and it kind of like snowballs in a way. So
how many videos are you doing, like in this lockdown, this Melbourne lockdown? How many are you doing? You're doing one a day, a couple a day? What are you doing?
I've slowed down a lot lately because I've actually got a 9-week-old baby boy.
Oh, congratulations. Wow.
So you're not sleeping. You're not sleeping.
No, I'm not. But I don't sleep much anyway. So
yeah, exhausted.
So we've I've slowed down.
Welcome, because that doesn't change.
Yeah.
We haven't slept since
your life now, Joel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thanks
true
for the
story.
heads up.
You just whack a bit of bronzer on, you keep going. That's what you do.
That's it. Yeah. So I mean, I've been a bit slower lately, and but it's okay because I'm still getting followers rolling in, and it's good because TikTok has a great system where if say you haven't posted in a while, they recirculate your videos sometimes. So your videos but as soon as it's good with TikTok. As soon as you put a video up there, it's always going to keep gradually gaining. So
nice.
Yeah. I mean, I just I've slowed down a bit with that. I've got a bit of a vision on where I want to go now, and I'm kind of pursuing that. So yeah.
Where is it? Where do you want to go? Where will you take this?
So I've been making YouTube videos.
Watching them.
I'm closing in on 300,000 subscribers on that.
Yes.
And basically, the world now, gaming is the biggest thing that all kids watch. Like, kids love watching guys that are playing Fortnite and Call of Duty and Minecraft and all these other games. That's kind of the route I want to go down. But I've been doing more like horror games. I play horror games, and people watch me play horror games, and I freak out, and because I like it. I like the thrill of it, but I get scared shitless. And people love seeing it. So I basically got to get a bit more equipment to start doing like live streaming so people can tune in. And then the posting on YouTube will happen more and more and more. And it's basically with TikTok, as soon as I think of a video, I'll just create it and post it. So
it's just
I have to say, because my son's a major YouTuber and watching all of your stuff, but one of the things is, so he's building up his YouTubes, and he gets to 100, and this is like a massive event in our house. I want to know what happened. Like, how did you feel when you got to 100,000 on TikTok, and then you get to 1 million, and then 2, 3, 4, 5? Like, what do you do to celebrate? Like, what's the thing? Like, when you get to 1 million people, what did you do? Like,
Well, at that time, I went from, I've grown in like chunks. So I've grown from like the first like maybe 800,000 was a grind, like it was slowly ticking over. And then I had one video where I think it was the first time I did 3 things you should know before coming to Australia. It was one of those.
Yes.
And that one, overnight, I gained like, I think it was nearly 200,000 followers.
What?
And what did you do?
What did you do? That
you
blows our mind.
I was just sitting there on my phone, just like refresh, and like 3,000 refresh, 2,000 refresh, 5,000. It was just.
Were you freaking out?
Yeah, well, not. Yeah, I was freaking out. I'm like, I was just more like, oh, this is pretty good. And I was at a wedding as well too, and I was just.
You wouldn't have been paying much attention to the bride and groom. You're like, do you know what I'm getting on?
Yeah, basically.
Give me that microphone.
Yeah. And and then it just every milestone kind of you get to it, and it doesn't last long because when you see the ball rolling so quickly, you're like, all right. As soon as I hit 1, I'm like, all right, let's get to 2, and then as soon as you get to 2, like, all right, that was great, let's get to 3, and it's just it was motivating you just want to go as big as you can. And I think it was just funny like how in chunks I grow quick, like from 1 to 2 was slow, from 2 to 3 was fast, from 3 to 4 was fast, and 4 to 5 was slow, and then now 5 to 6 has been slow. So but slow meaning like slow still is like maybe a couple of months or something.
Yeah, a couple of months. Wow, it blows my mind. I can't even understand how. What that means. 5.8 million people look at your stuff like that. Just do you ever just have a second and just go, what? Oh, he has a question for you. Yep. What would you say to your careers teacher right now? Like, I would love to just go, what is your careers teacher saying right now? Going,
I know, it's true.
Killing it on TikTok.
Yeah, well, basically, I had doubted. I went to a private school and then left private school to go to Box Hill Senior Secondary.
Yeah,
and that was purely to pursue basketball, and which I did achieve that. And so I had a completely different mentality. So the careers. I remember the careers advisor said I had no chance in basketball. And
wow.
And at my private school, which is why I left. And then I came back after college, and because my sister went to that school, and kind of walked around and saw them.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that. All right, we need to take a break, but we've got so much to talk to you about. You're listening to BRIMBANK Live on Live FM. This is the Sonya and Sacha for Real show, and we are very, very happy to welcome back Joel Bergs, who is the
funniest
creator. Just a funny guy, and you've got the best catchphrase that everybody knows you by. Can you please say it, number one, and tell us where it came from?
So basically, it's that if you value your life. So you got to put a lot of ochre into it.
You really do. This is so good.
But
hang on, can we get if you value your life?
Yeah. If you value your life.
Your life.
It's just gold. Where does that come from?
You got to give it a go too.
Oh, if you value your life.
What's your say when your life? Hang on, I need to see your expression. Do it again. We need to analyze your expression on this one.
Joel's, go. Joel, this is
mine.
Yeah, yours.
Okay.
Oh, mine.
If you value your life.
Your life?
You know what? Do you know what it is for me? It's the eyeball straight after you say it.
Yeah.
Like those eyeballs.
You got to give them the stare.
Yeah. So where did
it come from? Because and I love how you bring in some other words today, like it was blow your mind as well. Like I was watching a clip with that. I love it. So where did it come from?
So it was that video that kind of launched my TikTok following. It was the things to know before you come to Australia, and the last I did like a countdown from 3. I think 3. I can't remember exactly which ones they were, but the last one was to swim in between the flags. Like people don't know, like when people come across from different countries that they don't understand the flag kind of rules.
Yeah.
And I just broke it down saying if you the like Australian waters are no joke, and if you value your life. I said it normally like in that first video, and if you value your life, stay in between the flags. And then people started commenting saying, oh, I didn't even put any emphasis on it, and people just started saying like, oh, life, all in the comments, like, oh, if you value your life, blah blah blah. And then I just kind of, I kept putting it, more emphasis on it every video after that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just caught, and people ran with it, and people loved it. So.
And you've got this massive love for Steve Irwin. Where'd this come from?
So I remember growing up watching him, and I remember the Crocodile Hunter movie, and
yes,
it was just he was just brilliant. I just loved his passion. His charisma was just brilliant, and just his I loved animals. Like I as a kid, everyone loved animals, and he just captivated me, and I loved it. I just loved how into it he was, and it kind of drags you into it. So yeah, I just absolutely loved him, and I think the rest of the world obviously did too, because every time I mention him in my videos, all it is just filled with like love for him. So yeah, love the guy.
I would have loved to have known. I've always had this question about Steve Irwin. Was he the same at breakfast? That's what I want to know. Was he like, pass the eggs, and look at this little ripper piece of toast. I want to know if he was the same.
Yeah, if the cameras are off, was he the same?
Yeah, because he seemed like he was.
It's hard not to think that, because all these docos, and I know the camera's on, but it just seems like that was just him. He like, I saw that interview with him in I think it was Letterman, and he's just like, they asked him if you want coffee. He's like, no, my head will blow off if I take that. So, and I'm just like, that's definitely him. So
true.
All right, so we need to hear a couple of your accents. We need to get some Russian. We need to hear the Russian stuff. So, you're on an interview, and you were speaking to a Russian person. Now, give us a bit of Russian now.
Well, it depends on what you want to know. I mean, here in Russia, in Mother Russia, all we do all day is sit and drink vodka, ride on bear. We do everything.
It's just so good.
And then what about your English accent?
Oh yeah, I watch so much Geordie Shore. I know how to do English. All right, bruv. Or you can do, all right, bruv. What's going on, mate? All right, bruv. And you can go like, what do they go? All right, mate. You can do like, I don't know the distinct difference. Like you go, all right, bruv, I don't know where that's from. And you can go, all right, mate. It's two different types of like British. I can't tell which one's different.
Do you just swap in and out of it?
What you think you're doing? What you think you're doing, mate? And then you go,
mate.
Bruv, what you think you're doing, bruv? So there's so many different. It blows my mind how many different accents are in England.
Yeah.
In such a small country, there are so many different accents.
I think I saw that clip that you did. There's 37. You said you showed the entirety of the UK. You said there's 37 different accents in this one tiny little
It
place.
still blows my mind.
And the Scottish, you can't understand them. You can't understand. And if you get the deep, like full-on hardcore Scottish, you can't understand a word they say.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Now, I love your New Zealander accent, because that's like even though they're just down the road from us, it's such a distinctive thing, and you've got it down pat with your New Zealander, and even just the way that you, like, not just your accent, it's your behaviour as well. Like it's almost like it takes over your body language as well.
Yeah, well, the Kiwi one is a straight hardcore inspiration by Chris Lilly.
Oh, absolutely, yes. We love him. We love him.
Him and Jonah, like I just try to copy that kind of accent. So yeah, he's he's obviously he's an inspiration, but I just, he's on just such another level than to anybody else that I'm just a huge fan of Chris Lilly. Like he's kind of like doing what I'm doing, but he's doing it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, look, he's absolutely brilliant. But the way he goes from one place into another.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, you're so smart with this as a business. Like you really do pick up on, your audience, and you respect them, and you love them, and you listen to them, and being able to be in contact with you. Like we're a little radio show that's just started out, and you message straight back, and we were able to organise this, which we're so grateful for. But obviously, you've really studied this and looked at it. How do you do, for anyone who's wanting to get into, TikTok, and it seems like there's so many young people now, like it seemed like only about a year ago, it wasn't that big. It was like there were people that were looking at TikTok, and then there were not as many doing the videos, and now it's exploded probably during pandemic. So what do you say to someone who's starting out, and then how do you monetize this? Like, how does that become your business? Because this is what you do for a living now.
Yeah. My biggest advice for everyone that's starting out is it depends on what your talent is. If you're a dancer, go ahead and dance. If you're if you want to do content like skits and stuff like that, I'd say the big thing to do is don't do trends. Is never do a trend. If you don't want to be a sheep, you want to stand out. You want to you want to create your own. You want to be the trend creator. You don't want to be like people. It's funny in apps like TikTok, Instagram, everything, people, if you are, it's sad to say, but if you are good looking enough, no matter what you do, you could get famous from it. And but if you do really want to, I think that people that really do explode are the ones that really separate from the pack and don't do what everyone's doing, and create their own material, and they're the ones that really stand out and get that good core hardcore followers. And and I was lucky enough to do that. I stuck to my guns and did skits that I thought were funny, and and you see half the other app, just one person does one thing and then the rest just follow. And I think that's the biggest tip I can give out there, is just be yourself, be your own person. And if you think it's funny, post it. If you think it's good content, it doesn't have to be funny. It could be like whatever. It could be some artistic stuff. It could be anything. Just pursue it. And if and then once you get that taste of it, you get a little bit of traction, keep pursuing down that. Make that your niche. And do you look back
at your own stuff and actually have a laugh at it and think, I am bloody funny sometimes? Do you look back and go, that was really good one, that was a good one?
I do. I kind of I rank them. If one doesn't perform well, I study. I'm like, okay, was that really that funny, or was it not? And so I do watch how my videos perform and kind of see, is that done? Is that the series of what I'm doing, is that done? Do I need to leave that now and move on to the next? And business wise, I've been lucky enough to get a sponsorship on TikTok, which is great, which has given me the opportunity to leave work and do this full time. It's been fantastic, and hopefully we stay together for a while, and hopefully I can move, even get something happening on YouTube that with a sponsorship as well. So it's just it's just been fantastic that I can stay at home and work from home basically.
Wow,
awesome.
You're a star. Thank you so much for coming on our show. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you, and now even when we're watching, it's just going to be a whole nother level of your life.
We walk around our house right now, everyone whips it out every now and then. It just could be random in the middle of dinner. If you value your life, do you know what we love to? It's I want to know what's happening after you value your life. There's that line, I'm waiting for it. Everyone's waiting for it. What's he going to say there? I watched the one today where there was a girl who was poisoned or something, and she could only move her eyes. And he said, if you value your life, you learn how to talk with your eyes, mate. And I just lost my mind, and everyone came into the office and go, what? And we were all laughing. So thank you for bringing such joy into all of our lives. We're so proud of you. You're a Melbourne boy. You're a good Aussie lad.
Thank you.
We're super proud.
Much.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you
so much. You've been listening to the Sonya and Sasha for Real Show, BRIMBANK Live on Live FM.
Sonya and Sasha for real.